Hi, and welcome to another episode of Breathless or Cargo. Or Cargo is a derivative of Breathless. Anyway, so we've been gone for a couple of weeks. I'm gonna try and remember what happened last time we played. The crew is currently separated. We have split the party, as is always wise in these types of games. I believe Dr. Kingsley and Captain Killicoff and Maria have gone to try and locate the ship, which seems to have dislodged itself from the Vargas one. Uh, Nikos and Alistair, you guys kind of went off towards the. What's the word?
Reactor.
The reactor, thank you. Um, where you discovered uh, some artificial intelligence, which for some strange reason is also named Sweet. Um, you find that Sweet was the original mechanic on this ship, um, and they have sort of somehow uploaded their consciousness into this potential ship. Um, she told you about the original mission. Um, they're trying to create some sort of substance, kind of like an energy drink situation to keep the soldiers going longer and things like that. But it kind of went awry. Hence the creation of the sort of the rust creatures. She explained to you about the companions that were on board the ship, um, including Captain Vermilion Vargas, who is the brother of your current captain. Um,
Yeah,
the
we found this place has a
the
rustic feel.
Dr. Ben Philpott, who is the mechanic who is in the cryopods. Bruce Gorn, aka Gunny, who went out to try and open the hatch manually for the shuttle from the outside of the ship. And someone known as the Lizard, who you have not come into contact as of yet. Um, you have, I believe, you've changed the temperature of the inner core reactor in an attempt to smother the rust from growing, make it dormant. Um, um, and then you guys went to go and examine the cryopod for Dr. Philpott. Um, and then as you kind of started to, if you plugged Sweet in to start reading all the foreign language, that kind of become an encryption. Uh, and the cryopod started to open. It was at that point we went back to Captain Kingsley and Maria. Maria has been sort of tied to a large rope of sorts, and kind of propelled towards the Vargas 2. Um, at which point, Maria, you've managed to kind of clamp on to the outside of the Vargas 2. And you've got your captain and Kingsley both at the other end. You've got Kingsley having a bit of a panic attack about obviously being out in space and there's the vast nothingness they could fall into at any point in time. And then, of course, discovering the body of Gunny outside with this large sort of gun attached to his back. And he was obviously on his way across the ship, much like you guys were, and has unfortunately died in this situation. He has kind of lost his tether, it's kind of torn away. And the sort of the entire situation just made you continuously panic. You've got Captain Killicoff trying to like help you you know, um, calm yourself. It's at this point that Maria, you are about to sort of like try and get yourself towards the doors. Um, and you place your hand on the panel, and there's a few beeps, and the doors open. And I would like for the captain and Kingsley to give me think check, please.
I'm thinking. Bloink. Nice. 6.
Okay. So Kingsley, you're so focused on like, I want to be inside. I don't want to be out here anymore. God, can we just get in? That you're intensely watching Maria's every move. It's dark out here, but you can just make out kind of like the lights of her eyes, um, as she moves around, and as you see the doors of the Vargas 2 open, you swear for a second you see kind of like a pair of hands reach out, grab Maria, and pull her into the ship. She has the cable still, and the doors kind of close on it. And
Okay. Is it closed tight so it would have caught the tether?
yeah, so it's kind of like there's kind of like a port within the door that is enough to hold one of these tethers, because you would have one on board your ship as well for maintenance repairs.
Okay.
So it seems secure, but the doors are kind of shut around it, holding it in place.
So I'll say, Captain, I'll point to the door. Something just grabbed Maria and took her inside. She's still attached to the tether.
I see. Then we'd better get Maria back. Maria, can you hear us?
I'll be using like the comms. So,
Yeah. Maria. So what I sent you earlier is essentially what is currently happening to you right now.
Yeah.
This is all the information that you have gathered. Do you have any questions?
But what happened to the old ship? Why did the captain desert the crew?
The being that kind of holds you currently and has sort of opened that port on your head and attached the the sort of the hard drive to your head. It doesn't speak out loud, but it almost speaks, and you can feel it kind of running through you like coding. It's a language in itself, but it's not a physical language. And the information is, it is hazy, as though the person in question that you are asking doesn't quite know the motivations behind why the captain did what they did. There are still unanswered questions. What happened to the previous ship? You get a wave of information that comes to you. The Vargas 1, which you have just come off of, the larger ship, the bulkier ship, the older ship, was sent out originally again on this research mission. But after a few of these experiments and the conditions that the ship was under at the time kind of made this substance evolve, and with the computer system that the lizard was using kind of created an atmosphere that brought this substance to life. It gave it this need. It was almost kind of like it needed something to feed off of. It needed something to. It couldn't give itself form. It needed something to latch on to. And you get all these video files kind of come out of your memory that kind of they come from here and from there, and they're all sort of like 30-second fragments that all kind of ping up one at a time, and on their own they don't make sense, but as they start to sort of fix themselves together, you can see all of this information. Somebody aboard the ship did something that they shouldn't have. Someone aboard the ship took a sample of whatever was in the lab and took it to the lizard's room and fed it to the trees. And the trees have computer components, and the electrical charge within them sparked life.
Yeah.
That is the basic explanation of what happened as far as you are able to ascertain.
Yeah, last session, we tried to, I don't know, plug into the trees or something, or something, and there's like visions of trees in space.
Yes.
Maria got like a wave of sadness. I'm gonna guess it is
Yes.
something that is very much closely connected. There was a woman with Captain Pilkar.
Yes.
Where is she?
You spend a few moments. What is going on?
That was weird.
Continue.
I don't know what happened there.
Okay. The files start to filter as you you picture the last moments in that video recording that you saw. And it's like going through personnel files until you find the right photograph. It's flick, 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 until the image comes up completely. And you recognize this woman. You've seen her in photographs. You've seen her in holograms in Captain Kilikoff's quarters. The woman is his wife.
The Vatican. Do we know what happened to his wife?
All that you can find from the files that you have is everything up until that point. There's no information after that point, but all you can ascertain from the video is that during that explosion that went off, both Kilikoff and this woman were seriously burned.
How did you get onto the Vargas 2?
The creature that holds you sets you down, almost like an adult putting down a toddler onto the floor, kind of holds you under the armpits, sets you down, and then stands up straight. This being is like yourself, but bigger, larger, clunkier, older hardware. And it sort of gestures, and it kind of lifts up one arm and makes a motion that is very familiar to the small tread-footed robot that Sweet uses to do repairs.
I'm gonna guess Sweet. Did Sweet have one of those little robots, Vargas 1 then?
Yes.
Okay.
So the information you are given next is another wave. But this wave brings back that brief feeling of sadness that you felt when you experienced the trees. It's not quite your own sadness, because you as a robot don't quite understand the concept, but you're aware of the traits that go along with it. You can analyze
Yeah.
the sort of the feeling behind it in numbers and typical signs. And the sadness follows you back to that scene where you were pried from the arms of that girl who got trapped. And you just remember that face and the tears and the crying out for you and the reaching towards you. And the name Sweet comes to mind when you picture this face. Sweet was your creator. Sweet is the person that built you. Sweet is the person that you were taken from, even though they were not quite dead yet.
Oh no. See, I was thinking that the woman in the photo was Sweet and she'd gone the captain. But no. It's like another plot twist for me. Are you my mummy? Right. Yeah, the human.
Maria, come in. Can you respond?
Yes, Captain?
What's your status aboard the ship? Kingsley said you were abducted.
There is another robot. She reminds me of Sweet.
Are they hostile?
No.
My priority right now is getting the ship back in the docking bay. Are you forgetting that there's monsters aboard this ship?
Captain, what happened on the Vargas one?
That is what we're here to find out, Maria.
Well, this other robot, Sweet, she installed data into my memory bank, and you were there on Vargas 1. Please explain.
I will explain when we have the time to do so. Right now, Warwick and Alistair are still in there, and that creature could come back at any second.
Sweet, is it wise to let people back onto the Vargas 2?
The taller robot regards you for a moment. And then another wave of information comes to you. It doesn't disagree, but is hesitant.
Maria, that's an order.
Maria will hesitate, try and open the cargo door.
Sure.
Whatever the door is.
If you give me... You know what? I'm going to say give me a sway check.
Wait.
Sway.
I'm not sure if this is going to be good or bad. Very bad.
Okay. That's fine. So, your hesitancy gives the bigger robot a bit of pause, and it kind of waits to see what you do. It waits to see what decision you make. And you can feel it watching you. And it watches as you go over to the cargo doors. And it watches as you start to try and open them. And then it starts to slowly walk towards you and extends a hand out in your direction.
Yeah.
It goes to grab your arm, but then at the last minute, kind of, it goes up towards another part of the door, and the claw for its hand extends out, and it slots very neatly into a sort of a gauge in the wall. And then it starts to rotate its hand clockwise. And the speed at which it does this increases. And the doors start to open.
Mhm. Captain, the door's open.
Very good.
Maria, your indecision and hesitancy will give you 1 point of stress.
I'm stressed.
Kingsley,
Yes, Captain.
need to get across this line. Make sure the line is secure, Maria.
Okay.
The end to deactivate our magdates. Follow the line to the ship. Keep your eye out for any loose debris.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I'm not planning on going anywhere just yet.
Okay.
Both of
Right.
you... How are you getting across this?
So when I threw Maria, she
Yep.
had a tether, like a metal cord.
Yeah, I know she's got the tether. Yeah, and she's secured
And-
that.
And so we're going to secure the cord on this side to something out on the exterior of the ship and try to make our way across. Now, I know you said that we've also got cords, lifelines attached to the Vargas 1.
Yes.
So we'll have to disengage those and then whilst grabbing a hold of the new cord.
Okay.
So we're going to basically pull ourselves along that cord to the ship's cargo bay.
Okay. You will only have a limited time to do this, because once you disengage those cords, your oxygen is not flowing to you freely anymore.
Ah, of course.
The tether that Maria had was part of Gunny's and was already severed.
Okay. What's the max distance of the lifeline?
Where is that information? It's on here somewhere.
Because currently we've wrapped around from here.
It's
the-
long enough. It is long enough to go all the way around the ship, because it's needed for
Okay.
repairs. So it would have needed to go all the way around.
So we've gone 180 feet right now.
So it'd probably be triple. So it'd be...
Oh, that's good then.
So you've got plenty if you wanted to keep attached.
Yes, let's do that then. Let's keep attached until we're aboard the Vargas 2. And then untether.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Cool. Alright, I wasn't sure how long it would be.
Okay. And what
That
are you
looks
doing? You're
like-
just basically tightrope walking across.
No, pull yourself along the cords. Disengage your magdates, Kingsley.
Sounds easy enough. Oh,
Hold on. Yeah, just hold on. Then pull yourself across.
Okay. I would like to have. I'm going to say either a dash or a bash. I love how those rhyme.
I'll give it a bash.
Give it a dash or a bash.
Upper body strength.
Easy enough, baby.
Okay.
So using my mechanical arm to firmly grip a hold of the tether, I'm going to pull myself along the lifeline in complete zero G. And when I get to the
Kingsley,
cargo bay, I'll engage my mag boots again.
Kingsley, are you going to do your roll or?
Yes. So we are going to dash it. Doink. Ugh. Oh,
You.
it was so nearly an 8.
You want to get to the ship so badly that you start trying to pull yourself as fast as you can. But of course, out here, you've now disengaged your mag boots, and the weightlessness kind of it almost fools you for a minute because you go to do this really, really quickly, and as you go to grab the other part of the tether, you kind of your hands miss, and you mistime it, and you kind of start to like float away. You're still attached by a tether, but with the sheer panic that you felt earlier, you are starting to panic. As you kind of try to, the more you try to kind of like flail for the tether to grab it again, the further you kind of like push yourself away from it.
Okay.
And I'd like you to take a point of stress, please.
I have done. Captain, this is a lot harder than it seems.
Reorientate yourself. You'll have to start again. Grab a hold of the tether to the Vargas one, and pull yourself back.
So Kilikoff, I would like for you to give me a sway roll, because he's panicking, and just telling him just to grab on, almost reassuring.
Okay, sure. I'm actually pretty good at sway. I'll go ahead and 3.
It's not bad.
It's like middle ground.
Kingsley, how encouraging do you find this information? You know.
Well, he's always been a bit of a sarky bastard, so I'm probably used to it. Just like, yeah, thanks, Captain. I got it.
Okay.
Take your time.
So, another dash roll.
Okay. This is a D6 this time.
Okay.
What is half?
It's a little bit better. You're still panicking, but you kind of... It's enough for you to orient yourself because you're focusing more on how much this guy is a sarky bastard and like, you know, I'm just gonna... Once I get on this ship, I'm just gonna, you know... What kind of advice was this?
I'm imagining Kilikoff's just like continuously talking down the Vox, like saying, "No, you have to do this, you have to do that." He just kind of sighs, turns the Vox down, so he can
Let
focus.
go of the tether until the one hand is on the other.
And turns it down. Right, you got this.
So, Captain, you reach the doors first, and you can see Maria standing there at the door, and then behind you see a larger version of Maria, an older edition, just standing there holding the door open.
Mario, are you going to introduce us?
Captain, this is 3.
This is new to me, Captain.
And you were aboard the Vargas too?
The older robot nods slowly.
Why did you uncouple our ship?
it looks at you for a moment and tilts its head. And then slowly puts its hand onto Maria's head. And Maria, you get another wave of information. And it shows you the image of the Vargas 1 shaking violently and turning over. And the Vargas 2 uncoupling and being pushed.
Maria, care to explain?
Hey, sweet. She turned the ship over and uncoupled it.
She did? Or something else did?
She did. That is the only logical explanation.
Well, it matters little, no. If we're able to get the ship back, then we should be able to extract Warwick and Alistair. They're gonna take the helm.
I'm gonna whisper to Kingsley to keep an eye on this new robot.
I will do, Captain.
This thing should be as glitchy as the roof. Keep it open.
So I'm gonna take the pilot. I'm gonna take the helm and try to bring the ship around back onto the docking bay. Or I guess there is this one as well. Did we have a look at this side of the ship?
You briefly looked through it to see if the ship was now on the other side. But you notice that side is completely intact. It's probably
Okay.
in better condition than the other side was,
Perfect.
where you
In that
originally
case,
docked.
I will bring it around to this side then.
Sure. Okay. Let's go with a think roll. See how well you can dock this time.
Docking.
Think. Okay. Should I use maybe dash to deftly navigate it with like small adjustments to the steering wheel?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Probably move more like a joystick. A 6.
Okay. Yeah. You did this on the other side. You know, it's more or less the same thing. You just have to go slowly, and yeah, it doesn't take you too long. You do
Excellent.
manage to attach the ship, and as I said before, this side is in much better repair than the other side was.
Perfect. I guess at this point we'd have also untethered our lifeline to the Vargas one. Let them sort of drift out.
Okay.
um, yeah, I'll engage the docking bay.
Sure. It'll take a few minutes to decompress before you're able
Sure.
to actually board the other ship. You do
But-
notice the larger robot has been sort of following you around and kind of silently watching you as you go around.
Oh.
So, you have information on the Vargas 1. Isn't that right, sweet?
The robot sort of stares at you for a moment and then nods slowly.
In that case, I'll need your guidance to the laboratory.
There is another slow nod.
The actual laboratory.
Again, the robot sort of watches you for a moment and looks at Maria and then looks back at you and gives another nod. But this one's not as slow. It's kind of like a brief, okay.
Do we have communications with Alistair and Wirrick? Yeah.
No.
Now that the ship's going to redock. Okay.
You guys never
Uh,
took comms with you when you entered
No, that's fine then.
previously.
I don't know if you want to jump to them.
I was just
'cause
about to.
Yeah, cool. Because we take a few minutes to decompress.
Yeah, that's why I was going to jump back so you guys can. There's a reason for the separation. So, Alistair and Wirrick. The cryopod starts to open and this cold air starts to escape from it. The information on the screen that's in this foreign language, it's almost like that scene in the Matrix where all that information comes traveling down really, really quickly and it's all gobbledygook, but then it starts to make sense and you start to recognize letters. And the casing for the pod slowly starts to lift up.
I didn't do that. Sweet. Was that you?
It was.
Why would you do that? Isn't he a bit rusty?
What makes you say that?
The
He,
frozen rust?
he appears to have an injury of sorts, at least.
He has an injury. That does not qualify as rust in my eyes.
Oh,
Quite familiar with rust.
Rick, I thought you inspected this and you said it was rust.
I said it had a color that looks similar to rust. Didn't mean
Oh.
it was rust. I can't exactly examine it properly if I can't actually get to it.
The body inside, where you know, obviously as a cryogenics expert, that it takes time for a body to come to. But the person in question is already starting to twitch and move. And you can slowly see that the wound on the side where it's all now scarred, and it's obviously healed over in the cryopod over time. But as it starts to defrost, the staining that's on them, it starts to drip. And it kind of trails out of the pod and onto the floor, and there's quite a large amount of it.
What would you call that then, Sweet? Would you say that's blood or something more?
It's blood. It's an organic matter, it's not rust. Don't worry, as far as I'm aware, the doctor was not infected.
He was just dying.
Yes. After the explosion, many died.
So is this like a giving him peace situation, or are you hoping to get something from this?
The doctor is alive.
But dying.
What makes you say that?
You just said that. I thought he was in there to keep him alive.
Yes, to heal his injuries. His injuries have healed in the cryostasis.
They're
Wait.
certainly at a better state than they were, though.
Do our pods do that?
Well, it's naturally healing over time, but it's the cold helps slow the wound, which obviously prevents you bleeding out whilst your body naturally heals. Plus, some of the chemicals and such used to put you into the cryosleep can, in fact, help in regards to that sort of thing.
I guess I've never really been in there while injured.
No, generally it's a last resort because that's why we have medics on board, but in this case, yes. Well,
In this
Forget.
case, we had Kingsley.
yes.
You forget Dr. Philpott was indeed a doctor. The odds are he may have injected himself with something to help the healing process or slowed the bleeding before he
Yes.
entered the cryopod. He's been in
Oh.
there for about 7 years, so
Yes. It's a slow healing process, but one that is
So-
better than nothing in dire situations.
Should we get him up? Because we're
Let's-
kind of on a bit of a time crunch right now.
They're dead, Dave.
No. He's
As
waking
I
up, but
as I look at my watch, the last time I'd looked at it, it was like 1 hour 45 approximately.
Yep, it's been about 10, 15 minutes.
Fuck. Yeah, bit of a time crunch. Um, you grab one side of him, I grab the other. We lift him up, bring him with us.
yes, for now, we should at least get him out of here.
Cool, cool. He is actually really cool.
The man in question that you start to kind of help from the cryopod, he's really disoriented and still quite groggy from waking up, which is the norm from cryo sleep, because your brain is so cold and sluggish that it's going to take a while. And he's just kind of like he's slurring his words, and he's muttering something, and he's shaking his head as you guys kind of take one side then the other.
Listen, buddy, we're here to help. Specifically here to help. We've come a long way. So try not to get aggressive. We're we're not gonna harm you.
You hear sort of sweet laugh from the little comms. Um, the doctor was never a violent man.
Oh,
Oh, that's good.
He was quite the pushover, if we're honest.
Yeah.
And he sort of, you see the guy's head kind of raise up and kind of frown in confusion, like looking towards, as though he recognizes the voice.
Yes. Don't worry about that for now. We need to get you to a place of safety. Whereas there's probably not much of that on board the ship, but hopefully our crew will be getting our ship back in position to be able to get us out of here.
here's an interesting thing. And I shake the bottle of large black pills. Will one of these help you? Shake your head or nod.
He kind of like upon spotting those, he literally flails his arm and like smacks the bottle out of your hands.
Huh. Okay.
Those things are the cause of this.
Oh. I pick it. Hold on, Tim Warwick. I go and pick up the bottles and bottle, and I just pop it into the cryo chamber, and I just shut the cryo chamber.
Sure.
Let's
Shut the pills into the cryo chamber, that works.
yeah, let's not take one of them then.
Where is the crew?
Your crew or ours?
Well, your captain, I believe, is in the cockpit, potentially with a lot of the little rust demons.
A little rust demon.
The gunner, is it called gunner? I don't know. You tried
Bruce.
to Bruce, yeah, Bruce.
His
Yeah,
name was Bruce.
they found out that it was called gunner. I found out it was Bruce. He went outside to look for the safety pod.
He went to get the shuttle.
Yeah, that.
The shuttle was on the roof.
Yes.
Yeah, and we don't know the whereabouts of the lizard. That's all what that was in the information. Does the lizard have a name?
No, you just know him as the lizard. That's all you've been told.
Oh no, I'm asking the
Oh,
doctor.
the lizard. It was a nickname that stuck from the academy.
Huh. Not racist, right?
No,
Oh,
No,
okay. Good, good.
he just liked the cold.
Oh, wait, is he not actually a lizard?
No.
Oh, interesting. Sadly, Sweet is now in here as I tap the holopad. Seems your engineer got themselves trapped in the reactor and uploaded their brain onto your system and other
Yeah.
systems.
I remember. I remember. Sweet. And there's a pause. Sweet, are you there? Yes, Doctor. I'm here. Were there any survivors? Just you.
Was our captain ever on this ship before we came?
Yes.
Hmm.
It seems
So
there's a lot he's not telling us.
So did he know what happened here?
Sweet sort of pauses. The Doctor, you can see, looks kind of confused. Because Sweet has literally just said there were no other survivors apart from him. So, had your captain been on the ship before,
That would have been classed as a
he's now
survivor.
sort of trying to figure out who this is. As I mentioned, your Captain Kilikoff, was Captain Vermilion's brother. He and his wife were both stationed aboard this ship.
So did they leave before all this happened, and that's why they're not classed as survivors?
No, I do not know what happened to his wife, but the last thing I recall was your captain taking her and leaving. I was still alive at the time. He left us. The man that I knew died with that action.
Oh. Morally died. I
Not
see.
necessarily morally, but certainly mentally. The man I knew would not have left his crew to die.
Yeah.
I mean, even the man that we know now, it seemed. I mean, he might abandon Maria, but Maria's a robot, and
Yeah,
know how.
Wyrick, just to stop you there, if they get the ship back, they may not come back for us.
I don't think they'll abandon us quite so readily, but even if they aren't coming back for us, they'll come back for whatever the captain wants here. He's not one to let a mission go unfinished.
The Doctor has kind of been listening to you guys back and forth, and obviously hearing Maria just sort of looks between you both, and it's just Titus Kilikoff is your captain.
Well,
Yes.
kind of.
Kind of, or yes?
It depends what answers he gives us when he gets back.
He was a good man. I don't think that it's hard to imagine him abandoning us.
But didn't Sweet just say that he'd already done it once?
Apparently, I was in cryo. I can't imagine it.
Well, only time will tell. And by time, I mean the next hour and a half.
Why hour and a half?
Oh, yeah, the reactor's on its way to the big kaboom.
Sweet. Oh, yes, I know. I did explain. Right. So, why... What exactly are you here for?
Well, we were here for a rescue mission. The captain clearly has other motives. We needed the power on for certain reasons, getting into certain areas to see if we could find more survivors. And, well, better access to not floating around in a weird direction because gravity was a bit janky when we first came here. And lastly, on a personal reason, the ship needs to go. So, hence the big kaboom as to why I left the reactor running rather than not.
You're going to destroy the Vargas.
It
Well,
seems the safest way to prevent whatever is here spreading.
even if we're left on it in the end, if this gets back to, well, anywhere, it could,
Destroying the ship is the right thing to do,
yeah,
but I need to go to the lab. There's something I have to retrieve first.
it's
It's
not,
of the utmost importance.
well, I trust that it's nothing to do with taking any of this if you just slapped away those pills.
No, we're not taking those. Those need destroying. The ship should be destroyed before the government can find any of the leftover research. What we did
Good.
here should never have come to exist.
Agreed.
Agreed. So,
Let's
to
get
the
to
lab,
this lab.
and let's try and avoid any coppery, rusty little demons.
Okay.
As we're going about and looking around doorways as we
As you, Alistair, as you peer around this doorway, give me I think it's a think check.
my think check
Yeah,
right
perceive.
now
What do you
is
perceive?
a d6.
Okay.
So.
So, around the corner, towards the lab that had all the sort of the trees and the strange computer screens, you can hear some. It's not the screams from before, and it's not that strange scuttling noise. It's like a low humming. And you can see that the lights along this corridor, those red lights from the emergency systems, they're blinking in sort of like a buzzing way that kind of matches the sound. And the longer you stare at it, it seems to travel towards you. More of the lights start to do this, and the humming gets louder.
Does it look like we'd have time to cut across the corridor without being seen, or does it seem like a
I mean, there's nothing really there. It's just the lights that are sort of the sensation of them moving. That's what's coming towards you. It's the lighting. It's not an entity.
hey, sweet? Any idea on this? Should
I
we
mean,
begin?
there are copper particles in the air. They could be having an effect.
Huh.
In that case,
Should we be concerned about breathing? Well,
Potentially.
oh, we did get masks though, to be fair. But
Yeah, they've got filters.
Doctor, do you have a mask by chance with you?
The doctor kind of reaches into his jacket and sort of clumsily fumbles around, and he pulls out a very, very small. It's almost like one of those half-sized harmonicas,
Hmm.
and he kind of stuffs it into his mouth, and it acts as
Right.
kind of like a retainer.
Nice.
Like a reed breather.
Yeah,
Yeah, something like that.
yeah, because the coast is clear, but the atmosphere is not.
Let's move as quickly as we can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we'll lead you, but you tell us where to go.
So, if you're doing this quickly, both of you make me dashes, please.
Is there such a thing as dashing sneakily?
I mean, that's essentially what you're doing.
Yeah,
Dash
yeah,
is
okay,
the
okay.
sneak. Dash
Okay.
is Dex, basically.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Either way, it's the same.
Okay.
Warwick, keep up.
So, you guys are kind of trying to juggle the doctor between you, but there's only enough space down this corridor for 2 at a time. Having 3 of you try to cram your way really quickly, Wyrick, you kind of catch your own feet and you stumble. And you fall forwards and you put your hands out to catch yourself. And your hands land on this layer of dust.
Ooh.
And it sort of puffs up towards you. Now, your face is covered, so you don't inhale any of it. But it sort of starts to attach itself to the screen of your mask.
You know the drill, Warwick. Get in the shower.
You do take a point of stress as you can smell the coppery substance. And even though you know that your mask is keeping your breathing safe,
Yep.
as it's kind of starting to block your view, you could swear it's crawling along the glass.
Okay, then
Yeah.
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull out my bottle of scotch, open it, and pour it over the mask to try to wash away the rust.
I think that will
Alcohol
probably stress me out more.
What do you do in this case? You waterboard yourself.
You unplug this alcohol and you start to pour it over the glass to try and wash some of this away. But all it does is seem to thicken the substance into like a paste.
Yeah.
Well,
It's-
now that it's a paste, I try to wipe it off with a gloved hand.
Yeah,
Doing that seems to just make the situation worse. All you're doing now is spreading it.
it's shower time, Warwick. You head to the showers, we'll head to the lab, meet back at the
I
lab.
sort of just look at the mask that's on me and just be like, I hold my breath for a second, remove the mask because we found our own mask, and I replace it with my own spare mask that I had from the start.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that works.
Is the lab this way?
So the lab was...
I know this is like the tree lab, but is it his lab?
No. The doctor tells you you've got to go back down this way.
Okay, we would have gone this way then.
Yeah. Because Sweet has already told you that the actual lab was behind the fake medical supply room.
Oh,
The
we're
one that
going.
looks like it hasn't been unpacked.
We're going to. Wait, isn't there? Haven't we been told? Oh, Bubbles! Haven't we been told that there's potential threats in there?
Yes.
Ah, yes. I didn't realize you meant this lab, Doctor.
It's at this point where you pass these double doors here, and you can see the rest of the members of your crew are waiting in the decompression. And it's at this point that decompression completes. Kilikoff, Kingsley, Maria, you are now able to enter the Vargas.
I hold the gun up in
Yeah.
preparation, just like in case it's anything else.
Yeah, Wyrick, seeing them come out of the decompression, is actually aiming the rifle.
You'd be met with a shotgun barrel as Kingsley breaches.
Captain Killicoff, as you enter the Vargas, you come face to face with an old friend and the barrel of a shotgun.
And a sniper
And the
rifle.
sniper rifle. Hey, Captain. Didn't think you'd return.
Jesus Christ, you scared the shit out of me.
What, scarier than knowing that the captain's already been on this ship before?
And abandoned his crew that were here before?
Yeah, and that this whole mission could be a sham, like pay and all, just because he wants to rescue his brother.
The fuck are you all talking about?
Yeah, this
What
might
are they
not.
on about, Captain?
This might not just be a typical rescue, search and rescue. He might have already known of the dangers here.
Lower your weapons. You have
I,
no idea what you're talking about. And you're making wild accusations.
well,
Accusations based on information recovered from this ship, Captain.
yes, from Sweet themselves.
Information that is likely corrupted.
Oh, like the doctor here? He must have been so corrupted.
You look
I can
different,
tell you
Titus.
this.
Can we all fucking start from the beginning? What the fuck are you talking about?
This is the Vargas 1. This is his brother's ship, and he was here.
Didn't I tell you not to open the cryopod?
We didn't.
That's-
The ship did. Well,
Sweet
Sweet
did.
did.
Sweet. This seems you intent on spilling everything and going about it your own way. Why didn't you explain?
Hello again, Captain. The voice now echoes from the Vargas 1. Have you come back to save us at last? Or have you come here to destroy the evidence?
You were beyond saving. You knew that.
I managed enough to crawl my way to the reactor. Do you not think, had you helped us, some more of us might have survived?
If that were an option, I would have taken it. My own brother would have been saved that way. Instead, he sacrificed himself.
Then, Captain, what was the point of coming back here if you already knew what we would find?
And why weren't you just honest with us?
Believe me, if I had the option, I would have never come back to this place. This husk of a ship has nothing left but nightmarish memories.
Then why?
I have no choice.
I wouldn't come towards us. As
The
you take.
moment the captain steps out of the decompression chamber,
Oh no.
the airlock behind you locks. Kingsley and
What?
Maria are trapped in the decompression room. The rest of you are trapped toward the Vargas 1.
Oh no.
What the fuck is going on? You see Kingsley banging on the door.
And we've still got our guns up at the captain.
Sweet, what's going on?
This is Sweet's doing.
Hence why I asked them what's going on.
I'm afraid the rest of you are simply in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Wait. Is this a revenge plot, Sweet? You want to kill the captain for abandoning you?
I do.
We could do that. I mean, we're not exactly happy with him right now.
I will explain everything. Right now, this AI has clearly gone rogue.
I'm perfectly capable of enacting my own revenge.
Wait.
I simply wish for the captain to feel what we felt in our final hours.
Wait, does this mean that you were the one that put the mission out?
No.
Then are we going to get paid after this? Well, assuming we survive.
Seriously considering money right now, Alistair. Get yourself together.
Well, there's survival, but then there's... Was it worth it?
So, Captain, if you said you had no choice, why did you return? And more importantly, if you knew what was happening here, why did we come in underprepared? We could have come in with much more equipment.
Firstly, we would have provided with such equipment. And secondly, I have not expected anyone to survive. This is unexpected. How
So
exactly are you still alive? Sweet. What did you find in the reactor room, Alistair?
It is not what I found. It is what I became. And it's at this point you hear a metallic click all around the ship as all the doors and all the vents release.
Oh,
And there is a
no.
scream from the reactor.
Yeah, we could have at least had. No, couldn't.
Huh.
We should have at least
From
had
all
suits.
corners of the ship, you start to hear a skittering noise.
Oh no.
And it seems to be converging towards this area.
Hey, Doctor. Where is the safest place on the ship if, you know, there was a danger aboard?
The doctor looks a cross between like horrified, like at the sounds, and kind of
Hey,
trying to ascertain what exactly happened to the captain, because this is not the captain he remembers. He doesn't remember
hey,
his face or anything.
I click in his face and slap him across the cheek.
What?
Focus. Where is the safest place if there was a danger on board?
There was no safe place. That's why everyone died.
But there must be a safe place to at least lock ourselves.
Gunny was heading to the shuttle. It's the only. There is an access port.
We
Is
don't
there?
have suits. Wait,
Ah.
there's an access port from inside?
Yes, there's an access port from the inside, but it was jammed. I don't know if he got it open or not.
Oh, we have no choice. We need to try to get that open.
Okay.
Where is it?
It's. Where was it? Where is it? I'm trying to remember where I put it. It was. Oh, that was it. It was above the bathroom.
So you're right, Alistair. It is shower time. You need to move.
Yes. Yes. Should I try and unlock this door to get the other two in? You like straight away like try and quick hack it?
You can give it a go, sure.
Considering you put Sweet into your device, I'm not sure if if it's gonna let you.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and quick hack it, and I'm probably gonna be fighting Sweet at the same time.
Yeah. Kingsley and Maria, you are currently trapped in the decompression room.
So, shall I roll a d8 then for my holodeck?
Yep.
Come on, don't fail me now. Oh, you failed me now.
You plug in the holodeck and you start to do your usual spiel of running through numbers and codes and things like that. But every time you get close, Sweet changes the code. It's a fraction of a second, and every time it gets changed.
Fuck.
There is a loud thunking sound from above you, and one of the vents above you opens, and it looks like a scorpion, but it's literally covered in this rust,
I
and it drops down towards you.
as soon as I see the vent open, I chuck my holodeck at it
Okay.
because I'm just like, it's infected with sweet. So I just chuck my holodeck at it
Sure.
So-
as like a
Okay.
delay tactic to try and stop it from oming me.
Nom nom nom.
Okay, so that's gonna be a. It's throwing, so
Shoot.
shoot.
Oh, thank God! I've not been able to use that yet, and it's my best one.
Yeah, you hit the thing square in the like torso, and they kind of like ricochet off each other.
Goodbye, sweet, and fuck you.
The scorpion kind of gets bounced away, and the holodeck kind of slides along the floor.
Sweet. One last question, just so I understand our options. If I was to put a bullet between the captain's eyes right now, would you let the rest of us leave?
Maybe
mean,
not his eyes. Perhaps put it through his kneecaps.
I mean, we could tell everybody what happened here, so his name is besmirched as well.
His name's
Can I-
already besmirched.
Can I hear this happening?
Yes.
Is there a
This
window
is
in front of
mutiny.
me?
No.
There is a window, yes.
This is assessing all of the options, Captain, and doing what is best for the crew, as you did when you left them.
Yes, and mutiny is only succeeded by betrayal.
Sounds like
I'd-
you would be no better than me. Tanning on your own crew.
This was
I like
always
it.
just
And
a
as I
mission.
I said, Captain, I'm just assessing my options. But for now, I'll keep that one in the back pocket. Let's just get going. My research is more important than this, so let's just go.
The doctor starts to make his way towards this room here,
Quick,
Lab.
where
quickly,
he told you the lab was.
the lab down here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does this room above me look like as well, by the way?
This room here?
Yeah, this one
Um,
just opened up.
This one is. Let me find my notes. Hold on. This one is spare electronics and a couple of locker rooms. For any visitors
Okay.
aboard.
Right. Okay. If the doctor is going towards this direction, I'm
Mm.
gonna try and cut ahead in front of him.
I keep.
Actually, wait, I'm wearing a spacesuit, correct?
Oh.
Me and Kingsley are.
Yeah.
The others aren't.
No.
Nope.
Okay. Shit, Maria's in the goddamn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Where's the little and we have a little robot as well with us, don't we? We have the other smaller suite.
Yeah. But that's stuck on the other side of the debris after you threw her through.
Oh, it is, isn't it? Okay.
no. I've still got my gun pointed at you. You move. As soon as if you go to move past me, I am holding the trigger.
You watch as the doctor kind of like ignores everything else that's going on and kind of starts to head towards that medical room where everything is packed away. And you can see him now starting to rush, and he's starting to like throw everything aside to get to the doors.
Captain.
Kingsley and Maria, what
Yeah.
are you doing?
Maria, can you break this door down? Or try and open it up enough for me to get through. I need to help the captain. This is
Sorry,
mutiny.
my phone just kind of crashed.
Yeah.
And then sent like 4 messages. Right, as you were saying, sorry.
Can you break the door down? I need to help the captain. The others have turned against us. This is mutiny.
I'll try and hack the airlock from the inside.
Sure. Okay. That would be a think check.
Let me see how good or bad I can think. Is it? It was sense one.
Okay. You go up to the door and you plug yourself into the panel, and much like Alistair tried to do before, you start running through numbers. And you watch as the larger robot behind you moves towards you.
I turn around and point my shotgun at it. Back off. Let her do her work. You don't move unless told to.
The larger robot looks at you, Maria, but doesn't move.
I'll just continue hacking away, hacking into the mainframe.
Okay. As you continue trying to hack into the doors, you get some information. It's a plea for you to not get yourself hurt by going in the ship.
I'm like a creature that doesn't feel emotions really, so...
No. So whatever decision you make is your own decision. The plea is there, but you can choose to ignore it. Leave your orders take precedence.
Kingsley, what do you think?
Are you not able to crack through?
Sweet is given a choice.
Doing.
Fuck Sweet.
Yep.
She's against the captain. She's turned against all of us, and she's convincing the crew. Your orders are to save the captain.
Maria, no, you've seen the video. You've seen the footage recorded through your own eyes of the captain prying you from Sweet's arms as she lay dying, and then leaving with you.
But he took me away from Sweet. He left her dead.
Yeah, it's funny because Kingsley's not seen any of this. Maria, you've been malfunctioning since day one. This is just a corruption in your system caused by Sweet. Just get this fucking door open.
Maria, do you get the fucking door open?
I'm gonna disobey.
Okay.
Oh, Kingsley's
Chaos.
getting bit.
Okay.
Ah.
So
Alpha chaos.
Sorry, yeah. Whilst that fiasco is going on, we should resolve what's happening with me and Alistair, because he seems to be trying to get ahead.
okay, well the idea is that you guys stopped what you were doing while this was happening. So
what
anything
I'm
that
trying to
you're
tell him.
currently doing.
That's what I'm saying. We need to resolve this. He's trying to like move around and do stuff.
Well, so did you.
Right.
Tried to-
So you're pointing a gun at me, correct?
Yes. I told you
Well,
to hold off. We're sticking together. And you tried to move past me. And, you know.
So
I'm
I pick up Bubbles by the scruff of the neck and hold it in front of him.
Oh. In front of me.
You want to shoot? Shoot.
You're using
Yep.
Bubbles as a shield. You
Yes.
heartless git!
Wow.
The military is the one that is being heartless.
So you're
Alistair, I have my wife. And if I don't accomplish this mission, she dies. And all of this was for nothing.
well, why are you not being honest with us?
Because That information is sensitive. You have already learnt too much. This whole operation was supposed to be undercover, a cleanup job.
What is the cleanup job? Because at the moment it's being cleaned up pretty quick.
It's at
It's
this
already
point in the
underway.
middle of this conversation that from down the corridor you see that same tall creature from before with its long limbs, and it starts to lumber its way towards you because it can hear the chaos that's going on. It can hear all the shouting.
You pointing a gun at me is only wasting precious seconds.
I begin to push my way past him and try to clamber through the wreckage.
Right. Okay.
Fuck.
Kilikoff, I need a dash from you to clamber through.
Okay. I've still got my stunt available.
You do? Are you
Um,
still holding onto the cat?
Yes.
That's going to make it difficult.
Okay. What I'll
But
do
you can
then
use your
is
stunt. How are you doing this?
okay. I will probably drop to my hands and knees, and let Bubbles go behind me, so that there isn't necessarily a clear shot if he does try to take it. But as I'm gonna push through with the welder, I guess, and I'll just sort of hold it in front of me and just melt a path through here. I know there's
Okay.
already a gap.
There is already a gap. The gap is big enough for you guys to kind of squeeze your way through.
Yeah.
As a like of not
Actually-
necessarily attack of opportunity sort of thing. Am I able to? I have worrying suspicions. Am I able to? Because on suits you normally see, there is like a oxygen pipe from the helmet to the suit as he's like clambered.
Mm.
Am I able to try and puncture the oxygen pipe sneakily?
The oxygen pipe was removed when they came in for decompression because they're not tethered anymore.
Oh, I don't mean like where it would tether into his suit, but specifically from his suit to his helmet.
There's not really a pipe, but
I
it's-
have worries that he's gonna try and do something oxygen wise to kill off the rest of us.
I mean, you
Oxygen
could
wise,
just make a hole in
all
his
the doors
suit.
are open. All the doors are open.
So we're all gonna die anyway.
So why are you? Yeah, exactly. So
Well,
why
the-
are you even?
Yeah, the airlocks aren't open.
No, the airlocks aren't open, but the doors are open. The doors and the vents are now open.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I assume leads to the brig, and the brig is open to.
That's true.
Is that not correct, Steph?
Well, no, because there would have been a vacuum that pulled you all out into space.
Well, yeah. So is the bridge not open?
No, it's still sealed.
Just everything else.
Jesus.
Go on, I'll leave it then. Whatever, I'll leave it. I was trying to cover more betrayal bases by just a little puncture wound in the pipe was what I was aiming for.
I better roll this dash. Yeah. I'm not going to use my stunt after all, I guess. 'Cause it's...
Yeah.
Actually, what does the stunt do anyway? I forget.
D12.
It's a D12.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oof. Looks like the spacesuit is a bit bigger on the way this time through.
I might not have to puncture it.
You start to wriggle your way through, and you get about halfway, and then you see another figure coming out of this lab room here with all the trees that the pair saw before.
Oh.
It's not the tall one. It's the one that kind of crawls around on all fours. And it turns its head towards you, and you can see just like empty eye sockets. But the build and the structure of the face you instantly recognize as the lizard.
Oh.
It was the lizard originally, and now it's
It
something
was
else
originally
entirely.
the lizard, yes.
Lovely.
And it starts to make its way towards you quickly.
How big is it?
It's the size of a human.
Okay. All right.
This one's basically it's not like the sort of Slender Man-ish one from before.
Gotcha.
This one is
Right.
literally, you recognize the same stature and
Mhm.
build of the lizard.
Well, it's a good
And it
job.
starts to run towards you, and as it kind of gets closer and closer and it starts to enclose on you, you start trying to pull yourself either like further in or out.
Mhm.
But again, your suit kind of catches on something and you're sort of wedged.
I'm assuming the situation is stressful.
Yes. You rolled a 1.
All right, and oof.
The
We
rest
need
of
to
you
get
can
over there anyway.
The rest of you can see that the captain's kind of like back half that you can see is kind of like flailing and sort of stuck.
I'm gonna
um,
try and get myself unstuck.
Sure.
How big a gap is there with where the captain is? Like, is there enough to say get a hand through, like where he is?
You can give it a go.
Right, so
if you push into the suit, you might be able to, but
okay, so Wirrick is gonna move up with the bottle of scotch and basically try to push it through so it rolls into like the space there, essentially, like sort of there.
so you're trying to sort of projectile
Yeah.
that through.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
it's-
That
Would be a
what are we gonna-
shoot.
yeah, it's gonna be a shoot.
Let's see if this works.
In the meantime, you guys, you can see this like Slender Man figure coming from sort of down the corridor. So the reactor door, not the reactor, but the engine room door kind of opened, and you see this Slender Man figure sort of step out. Okay, what did you roll? You rolled a 4.
Yep.
You managed to just about kind of get it through there, but it doesn't go quite as far as you want. It doesn't projectile, but it kind of tumbles down.
Does it seem to like cover this sort of space here,
Yes.
at least? Okay. Stage 2 of plan.
Oh, I see what you're going with.
Shoot said bottle of scotch.
Sure.
Essentially, I'm trying to create fire, basically, to try to block the path of those coming towards us.
Okay.
Which, I guess
Will be
is...
Or like
tricky.
aiming for this corridor.
Yeah, basically. So I put the bottle of scotch through, so it's like here. Unless, Captain...
You're trying to block me because
No.
you don't necessarily see that this creature's coming, do you?
True. That's actually bad description, but from me, that's me missing...
I mean, you
Hearing-
can probably hear something,
Yeah, I
but
can
I'm
hear...
not sure whether you can.
I
see
can
it.
hear something coming, and I'm just like, damn it, Captain. Hopefully this will stop them for now until we can get some answers. And then I'll try to shoot the flame, just shoot the bottle to try to cause it to burst, which is going to be tricky.
Don't.
There is a
Captain says,
very, very panicked voice from the
Why?
captain.
Do it. I mean, what?
If I've got enough room to like look down and see you, you see his faceplate just covering his half burnt off face, and the other eye that is visible is just
Right.
wide and
Then
in shock.
Then instead, I sort of look at the captain for a moment, consider a few things, and then I'm just going to try to pull him out instead.
Okay. So give that a bash. See if you can pull him out. Okay. So as you grab kind of like the captain as much as you can, and you start to pull. Captain, this creature gets closer and closer towards you. And As it gets within close range, it hears you, and it hears your voice. And for a second, it stops. And then its pace slows as it gets closer to you. And just as Wirrick kind of pulls you out, this hand reaches up towards you and kind of touches the side of the glass of your suit. And there's like a rusty smear as you're pulled back out.
Damn it all. We had to get to the shuttle this way.
The
Right.
Slender Man one that's just come out of this door here from the engine room
Yep.
Oh
has
no.
been kind of leaning on its front two arms and sort of watching. This thing doesn't have a visible face. And all the limbs don't quite fit. It's like they've kind of been pulled out of shape, out of sockets. It has an almost weightlessness to it, as if its arms are kind of stringy. And as it moves, there's sort of like the remnants of clothing kind of hanging off, but they're all tattered at the centers. And this rust basically covers this entity from head to toe. And it watches you, and it kind of circles in an arc, one leg, one arm, and slowly kind of assesses the situation. It has no eyes to see, so it seems to be listening intently as it kind of moves about the room.
Oh, wow.
I'm thoroughly freaked out.
Sort of seeing the panic on the captain's face, which is honestly an odd look.
Yeah, it is.
Where it just
You just
sort
threatened him with fire.
Yep. Well, I was threatening I wasn't threatening you, Captain, even I wouldn't go that... Well, I wouldn't go that far with a threat. It would have been easier to just put a bullet.
Kingsley and Maria. From inside the decompression room, Maria has refused the order to open the door. And you can see what's transpiring. You can see this large, long-limbed creature circling, waiting. You saw Wirrick pull the captain free. And you can see the sheer look of panic on the captain's face as this thing kind of paces around them, waiting for some sort of sound. They're all sort of frozen in place, not daring to move.
So everyone's frozen in place.
Everyone's kind of like trying not to move to make sounds to attract this creature's attention.
Yeah, so I'm gonna hunker down below the glass and wait for this thing to pass. Just kind of keeping one eye above the door
Okay.
and such.
This thing, as it kind of comes into the area where your door is, it kind of moves its head from side to side. You can still hear like the scuttling and the skittering, and there's a clunking sound. And it seems to not mind any of those, as if it's used to it, as if it knows what those noises are. Maria.
Yes.
You have refused to open the door. What do you do now?
I'm gonna ask Big Sis Sweet.
Yep.
What the creature is out there. Is it? Who is it? Business.
The larger robot looks at Kingsley, who is kind of hunkered down by the door. And Kingsley, I want you to give me a think check, please.
I'm thinking. 8.
So you watch as the larger robot turns to you. And in this situation, its movement seems different. Its movements seem more human. It gestures to you with a hand that sort of says, "It's all right." And then it moves towards Maria. And it sort of, it crouches like someone would crouch to a child to explain, to speak with them. And you watch as this robot puts its hand on Maria's head as if tussling a child's hair. And Maria, you get another wave of information. And you see a tall, slim man dressed in a captain's uniform. And you see those final moments, and you see various flashes of playing chess together, of Sweet and this man, you know, poking fun, and you see Captain Kilikoff kind of, you know, almost like arm wrestling and play wrestling with this guy, and you fast forward through dozens and dozens of small fragmented videos of moments like this. You see him with the doctor, you see him with the lizard, and there's so many of these memories. And then you see that final moment where he hauls up that large canister of kerosene or whatever it was, and you watch him turn to you and shout to you, and then you watch him run towards the bridge, and you watch as all these scorpion-like creatures start to converge and start to rush into the bridge, and you see him slam his fist against the button, and then you see the doors start to close, and then you see that his face just sort of turn over his shoulder to shout one last time as the fire erupts and the doors shut.
What did he say?
The creature that's pacing towards you bears the likeness of Captain Vermilion.
Dr. Kingsley, that is the previous captain of this vessel.
Well, he's not anymore. We need to do something about this.
The larger Sweet looks towards you and nods its head as if agreeing.
Kingsley is like looking around the airlock. Sweet's got control over the doors. There's no way we're going to be able to do anything with her in charge.
The larger robot stands and makes like a sort of gesture to themselves.
Well, are you going to allow me to do something?
She points towards Maria and to the door.
Dr. Kingsley.
Which door?
The door that you're hunkered up against, the one where everybody is kind of inside.
Okay. Kingsley's going to move over to the airlock to the outside. You're able to attach yourself onto something, yes?
Yes.
He looks over to Sweet.
Sweet will just watch you and wait.
He puts his hand to his ear. Captain, activate your mag boots. I'm opening the airlock. and he's going to slam his fist onto the door activation and is going to shoot the window.
Oh boy.
And
So-
he directs his communications to Killikov only.
Okay.
Okay. So, the ship is docked
Yeah,
So-
that's true.
and decompressed. So if you break the
Oh,
airlock, nothing is going to happen.
Oh, is it
Yeah.
now? Oh, okay.
There's
Oh.
there's a spacewalk connected to our ship, which is like here.
Yeah. I hate to bust your bubble, but
No, that's
Is
fair.
that is the situation.
It was a cool idea, though.
That's like our ship, right?
If you were at the other door, that would have worked perfectly.
Yeah.
Is
I
this
go over
other
to the
door
airlock.
still open?
That outer door, yeah, because it's broken.
Yeah, you could shoot through that. If you wanted to try and do this cool move, you could shoot through that one, right? Sorry. Shoot through here. And then shoot through that wall on the other side. Narrowly avoiding Rurik's head, maybe. But
That
Yeah,
is
right.
going to be impossible with a shotgun.
Yeah.
You
Rip.
see
Wait,
the largest suite look at you, and it seems to try and assess what you're thinking. And then it looks to Maria. And then it kind of places a hand on Maria's head. And Maria, you get another wave of information. And it's an image of yourself and the larger suite doing another walk across the ship towards the other side, to that other door.
We can go to the other door.
Can you get over there?
Me and Sweet. This. We can walk in space.
They are both robots, so they would be able to get over there quite easily and probably faster than you.
Yeah. If you can do it, then do it. And be quick.
Okay, good.
Oh.
What are we gonna do about Kingsley? Is this gonna like or something?
So it's decompressed, so you can go out into the corridor, close the door behind you,
Okay.
and then find a way out.
I mean, we've probably got a docking point on the other side of our ship, so can you just go out through that?
You could do, yeah.
Yeah, it's also the cargo bay doors.
Oh, what? Walk around the entire ship to the other side?
Well, no, you could
Yeah.
just walk over the roof rather than
Yeah,
going
that's what I
around.
mean.
I
I will do that instead then, because I trust a human to do that job. I trust me to do that job.
Okay, so the three of you are going to walk across over the top of the ship.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's go.
So, the rest of you, you watch as this creature starts to. It's almost like playing a game of Marco Polo in a weird way. It's literally narrowing down the space that you lot are in.
yeah, I have an idea.
Yep.
As I've noticed, it's been pacing like back and forth, and it seems okay with noise from the ship. Am I able to time my footsteps with the mechanical noise and try and get into the storage room?
You can roll me a sneak roll, and we'll see.
What is my sneak? Oh, this is gonna be fun.
1.
It could be. Oh, it's a free.
Oh, that was pretty good.
Free's good for a D4.
It takes you a few tries. On the first couple, you watch as the creature's head kind of snaps in your direction, and then it starts to walk towards you.
Uh-huh.
And as you get into a rhythm of its gait, of its walk, it starts to lose that because it's thinking that it's just heard something that's not there, because you're now matching the time. So every step that it takes, you take.
I will have one hand holding onto Bubbles, because the last thing I would want is to move away from Bubbles and Bubbles just comes running along.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, so I'm just like slowly. Eh.
You slowly make your way towards the storage room, but this creature is also getting closer to you.
Yeah, I just mime to Wirrick to like go on when he gets the chance, but like I don't actually say anything, just hand movements and moving.
As you do this, you manage to get towards the room, and obviously the doors are unlocked, the doors are open, and you can manage to get your way through. As at this point you hear a sound from the opposite side,
Oh,
and you remember that the doctor went in to the other lab and was moving boxes and things like that.
oh, so the doctor's in the other room as
Yeah,
well.
he's been in the lab room,
Ah.
but I can't move his token for some weird reason.
Oh, okay, there you go.
I'll give you ownership. Hold on. There you go.
Thank you.
So yeah, just slowly backing
Okay.
away.
So does this creature follow him in fully
No,
into the storeroom? No.
it's in that area, and it's kind of like it's prodding. It's found this box, this container that's by the door that was blocking the vents before,
Uh-huh.
and it seems to be poking at that and then swooping its other arm across.
Okay. You know that medallion insignia that I took off of Gunner?
Mm-hmm.
That I put in my pocket?
Yep.
I'm gonna throw it into the storeroom.
Oh, you bastard!
Okay. Yeah. Roll me a shoot.
Okay. Rough.
One
Thrown
down.
into the reactor room.
Nice. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. You manage to narrowly. Your aim is so precise as you fling this
Flick it,
medallion, and it goes past this creature, and for a second its head rears up and it goes to look behind itself, and then it hears the clatter in this room as this thing skids through. Alistair, you see this medallion skitter along the floor, and then this creature rushes into the room, flailing around towards the sound.
I'm
Soon as
hiding between these boxes and I'm just not moving.
I need a sneak roll from you, Alistair.
Nice girl.
That's so funny.
Right, it becomes a shoot roll. 'Cause
Fuck me.
this
Yeah,
is
you try to hide, but as you do, Bubbles tries to get in with you in this panic, and you know there's not enough room in this hiding spot for the both of you, and it's trying to get in, and its horns are kind of rattling, and this thing literally snatches towards you, grabs Bubbles, and literally with both arms kind of tears.
Oh,
Oh, never mind. I guess I'm just staying quiet while Bubbles gets eaten.
oh shit.
You do take a point of stress.
Take a point of
Oh,
stress.
yeah.
Yeah, of course I do.
As
Well-
that's happening, I'm running towards the laboratory.
There you go. More noise, but from outside.
Yep,
That's-
there is more noise. Captain Killercoff, are you trying to be subtle about this, or are you literally legging it?
Well, I imagine the screaming as it's flailing is when I make my move. So I'm sort
Okay.
of timing it perfectly.
Okay.
But yeah, if you want me to roll a dash, I can give you
I
that.
would like for you to roll me a dash, please, to see how long it takes.
On a
you.
roll.
Yep.
5 is good.
Yep. You make it. You start legging it towards the what you know is the actual laboratory. Warwick, what do you do?
Wirrick remains perfectly still.
Okay.
Just sort of like...
Maria and Kingsley, you make your way across the top of the ship. You see at the very, very top of the ship, there is a small shuttle parked.
Positioned roughly in the
There's-
center.
Just up here. So as you guys come to the center, back towards this area here. Yep, that's about
Like
it.
here? Yeah.
Yep. You can
It's
see
above,
it
It's above the toilets for your...
where that
for
big
where
ring
you...
is.
Yeah, they probably can't see the ring, but yeah. It's directly above the toilets if
Yeah.
you look at the map.
And you make your way across to the other side of the ship where you
Okay.
had previously docked. And then you can hear all the clunking sounds from inside. Give me... I think it's a think check, please. Yep, perceive is a think.
Oops, not that one. Oh no.
Okay. So, Kingsley, you're so intent on getting to the other side of this ship and trying not to panic like you did previously. But time is of the essence from what you saw, now more than ever. And there are several times where you almost lose your footing. You know, like when you walk down a set of stairs and you miss a step?
Yeah.
You forget you're wearing your mag boots. And it's disorienting for a second. So as you try not to panic, you get that sensation of missing that step. But you eventually do make it over. Maria, did you make your roll?
Sorry, I did not.
No, it's fine.
So is that stress is what you're saying? Or not stress?
Yeah, it's stress.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, you're on free stress. That's bad.
Maria, you're kind of, you know where you're heading, you know what the plan is.
Sorry, I didn't mean to roll twice. My bad.
No, it's fine. I'm taking the first roll, so don't worry. And you turn, and you can see Kingsley is starting to go through that panic, and he's starting to get anxious and stressed again. You saw this earlier. And you saw what the captain did to try and calm him. You saw him talk him down.
Kingsley, it will be okay.
We just need to get in there. We need to fucking save them. We need to do something. These fucking mag boots.
You see the bigger robot just kind of strolling its way, not really caring. Has
You can
almost
fuck
like a
off and all.
jovial gait to its walk. Then it kind of starts to let itself down towards the broken walkway. And it's as you guys get to this area where the decompression would have happened, is that you hear... You don't exactly know what's happening, but you can hear the aftermath of what the captain has just done, and the situation Bubbles and Alistair are in.
Well, I don't know. It's the captain that's done that, but
No, you don't know any of it, but you can hear
Yeah.
the sounds of that happening.
shit. So my plan should work this side.
You can give it a go, sure.
So I'm gonna try getting to the airlock,
Okay.
and I'm going to prop up against the door so I have some line of sight.
Okay.
Uh,
Maria and the larger robot will obviously have their mag boots engaged.
Yeah.
Maria, is there
have-
anything you want to do before Kingsley does this?
I'll get my defibrillators ready.
Okay.
Just like to brace the.
Okay. Kingsley, how do you do this?
Kingsley gets into somewhat of a sprinter pose because, of course, the wind is going to start rushing towards him. And he's going to wait until he sees the creature, and as soon as he does, he will fire after going on the Vox and saying to the captain, "Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Activate your mag boots. I'm
too.
doing something stupid."
So
This is gonna be mental.
the captain is in the lab currently. He's managed to
Mhm.
make his way there. Warwick, you're holding still.
Yeah.
Alistair, this creature has just ripped apart your companion.
Yeah.
And it's still kind of now poking and prodding at every box and
Would it not think that it's got its target if it's just killed something?
potentially yes.
That's what
But
I'm
it's
aiming
just
for.
poking at the area very much again, doing the old Marco Polo.
Yeah. So gun is pointed from this little hidey hole that I'm in right now,
Okay.
but I'm holding off in the hopes that it thinks it's got its target, and but if it seems like it has found me, then I'll shoot. But for now, I'm just holding off.
Okay. Captain.
So, all right. As soon as I enter into the laboratory, what's the doctor doing?
The doctor is looking through the research, but he seems
Okay.
to be ignoring all of the government research. He's ignoring all the stuff to do with the rust and the sort of the energy pills and things like that. He's literally gone into a specific case and he's starting to pull things out and he's looking for something very, very specific.
What is it you're looking for?
And he kind of freezes as he hears your voice and he turns to look at you. Is what they said true?
My Bobs know as much as you do.
Did you leave us to this?
I already explained. My brother sacrificed himself in an attempt to get at least someone out. Street, she was got beyond saving.
And the rest of us?
We thought you was already corrupted, infected by this contagion of virus.
Is that why you told your crew not to revive me?
You know too much now. The government, the military, they have my wife. And if I don't get this information back to them and clean up any loose ends, then I dare to think what they will do to her.
And do you think she'd be proud of you for this? And you see he reaches in and he lifts out it's a jar, like one of these jars that you find in like a lot of like science classrooms where you find the frog floating like formaldehyde.
To make it sound like I have a choice.
There's always a choice.
And what are you doing here anyway? What data is it you're trying to retrieve?
It's not data. It's a promise. And you can see like the container that he's holding.
Is he? Oh, he's gesturing to that.
Yeah, he's holding this container in his arms now. It's what he pulled out of the case. And
Right.
It's not a jar of dirt, but you're close.
Is it like labeled or something?
No, it's clear glass. It's like a glass container.
Yeah.
With like shatterproof holding around it to stop it from smashing everywhere if it's dropped.
Right.
And inside you can see there's a brain in the jar.
A brain in the jar. Holy crap. Do I think that this is what the military were after? Or is this something totally out of left field?
You know what this is.
Oh, I do? Okay.
You do know what this is. This is the brain that was supposed to be put in Maria.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit, it's that. And is this what I've This isn't what I've come to collect, though, is it?
No,
This is just my. Yeah, this is just.
this is just
sweets.
something side. This is just what was brought aboard the ship, because it would not be left behind.
God. Okay. I look around the rest of the laboratory, trying to pull my gaze away from a brain in a jar. Can I attempt to locate the data files here, or would
You
I
can
need
have
Maria?
You can have a look around.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
The doctor basically is holding this brain in the jar.
I didn't come for that.
I would hope not. But I have also seen that you have the other part. If there's a chance at survival, this is it.
I need Maria as well.
And
To
you can
complete
have
this
Maria,
data.
but we need to finish. If you want Sweet to be at ease and at rest, then you need to let me do this.
If you think it will calm stop her from trying to kill us, then go right ahead.
Then the doctor will leave the room. And he will start heading back towards the main area.
I'm gonna look for the data.
Cool. You're not going to
In
warn
the
him about the
laboratory.
monster that's in that room.
Oh,
Um.
there we go.
Nope.
Freedom.
All right,
Nope.
the doctor is going to head out into the main room with this jar, where he
Okay.
watches he comes out holding it.
I sort of look to him, shake my head, just like a mouth, not safe, and point towards the cargo room.
He stops as he sees you do this, and he waits.
I consider a few options, look at him, sort of look to where Alistair is, and be like, I'm gonna regret this. And he is going to, not quietly, but he is just gonna walk purposely towards like the reactor room through this door.
Okay.
Oh, you've not got the suit on. I've got the suit on.
I know.
Oh no.
All right. Before you go into the reactor room, Captain,
Yep.
think roll please to have a search.
Okay. It's gonna be really hard. Maybe my thermal blanket will help me in this. Oh, I'm trying to think of what else I can do. Shit. Okay, fuck it. I'll just roll. Could use my stunt here because I might know exactly where it is. Being
If-
aboard this ship before.
You can use your stunt roll, but you have to give me an in-depth description of how you go about finding this information, how you go about
Yeah.
finding this missing piece of Maria's
Okay.
database.
Okay. Being aboard this ship before, I've done routine checks coming in here, maintaining everything. My brother was the captain, right?
Yes.
So I'd pretty much, and I would have been delegated to do all these tasks as well. Like I was was I like second in command?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So if that's the case, then I would have been routinely checking up on every system here and everything. And with my military background, I had access to the more secret laboratories in these areas. And to make sure that things were going to a strict routine, I would be checking over people's shoulders and knowing where the data is located exactly. And at even some points, I was curious enough to know what the actual military was working on, so I'd access those files myself in an attempt to gain have some leverage on them, because I'd always had it in my back of my head that the military would at one point try to betray me or blackmail me. Lo and behold, they did. And so I was always trying to like look up the actual files myself, and I know exactly where they're located.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's
Use
see
your
if I
sword.
do know exactly. 1d12. 11.
Nice.
Hey.
You know exactly where this would have. You,
That's true.
your wife and Sweet had a relationship that was almost like you almost became like surrogate parents to her.
Yeah.
And you knew all her little quirks and all her little like tricks and all her little hidey holes. And as you move about this lab and all this work and paperwork, you remember that Sweet, like her nickname, had an addiction to sweets and sugar, which was very, very hard to find because all the artificial crap was literally just that. She couldn't stand it. So she had her own stash of like all the natural goodness, you know, it was the only thing that kept her awake on those all-nighters. And you knew that in the far back corner of this room, there's a small piece of flooring that lifts up. And on the underneath of this piece of flooring is a smiley face. And there's a small compartment. And it's in this compartment that you find the missing piece to Maria.
I think Kilikov has just a moment of pause, just a brief flash of humanity within him as he suddenly realizes and has all these kind of flashback memories of Sweet, who she once was, that bond that they shared, and yeah, something within him chokes him up a bit. Has a hard time trying to swallow for a second. Takes a deep sigh, and then grabs a hold of the data cell. Turns, trying to shake off any guilt or memory or even stress that's going through his head right now.
Okay. Before you leave this room,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
Activate my mag boots. That's what I do. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, I activate mag boots.
The doctor, with his jar, watches Wirrick head towards the engine room.
With purpose. Slowly.
And he slowly... What was that, sorry?
He said with purpose.
Yeah,
he didn't
he's
as
not
well.
being quiet. He's walking like so he will probably be heard.
Okay.
Yeah, because of this guy.
In which case, this big guy hears this sound. And he turns.
Oh,
and he makes his way in the direction of the noise.
Yep.
Wirrick.
Yep. So
This thing, you could hear it coming.
Wirrick will move into the room, find some sort of place where it looks like it'd be easy to wedge something into, like so it wouldn't move easily.
Okay. Well, you've got the vents that are kind of either side.
Yeah, and
you've got Sweet's little cubby.
Yeah, he'll probably use that, and essentially he's going to take his standard issue sidearm, wedge it into there, and then say, I'm probably going to regret this, but anyone who lives through this, make sure my gun gets to the cryo research lab, and then he's just going to aim his sniper rifle towards the door.
Okay. You hunker down, and this creature hears you, and it starts to make its way. Again, with the same speed. Yep.
That as soon as it passes this threshold, I want a shot.
Yep. Okay. Are you opening the doors, or are you literally shooting through the door?
Shooting the window.
Shooting the window.
Because I'm assuming the window is big enough?
Well, it'd be about the size of someone's head, so it would still have an effect where the air would escape.
Ah, fuck it. I'll just open the door manually then.
All right.
Wait,
cool.
I thought the doors were like that one was locked down, right? Or is it not?
No, the bridge is locked down. This door, you repaired it before you went out because you wouldn't have been able to decompress.
Right. Sorry, I'm confusing the other side. This side was locked, wasn't it?
This side is locked. The right-hand side is locked, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so you can actually just open it, but you want to do so without decompressing, right? So you're not shutting this door.
Yeah, this door is currently still open because that's the plan.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of like holding an emergency release.
All right.
Okay.
Because if it's just the size of someone's head, I don't think it's gonna have the same effect.
It won't have
Well-
the violent, awesome effect that you want.
If anything, more violent, because it'd be squeezed into a space the size of a head.
Yeah,
That is
fuck it,
very
I'll
nice.
shoot. I'll go for it. I'll go
All right,
for it.
all right. Roll
My
to
plan.
shoot. Roll to shoot.
I'm gonna spin round otherwise.
I will let you
Uh,
use your stunt for this, should you wish it.
Oh, hell yeah. I will use my stunt.
Hell yeah.
I can't remember what that does.
You
You can roll a D12.
Yeah.
Oh, D12.
Maria,
alright.
the answer to that is probably not.
Kill the captain.
My baby. 9, let's go.
No,
Okay, yeah, you shoot the glass, and the rest of you hear it as kind of like your ears, as the pressurization kind of goes. It's like being on an aeroplane, and there's literally this sound of suction as all the air kind of goes through. Kingsley, Maria, and the larger robot, you don't necessarily move because the mag boots are holding you in place, but your upper torso is kind of, it's like being on a roller coaster where you can't hold yourself up because it's going at such a speed. It's almost
That's why
kind
I
of like,
put myself in the position,
Yeah.
so I'm like
so you've
lent
got the
into
wall
it.
behind your back to support
Yeah.
you, but it's such a strain either way. And you watch as this huge, long-limbed creature slams into the door, and it's already malformed as it is, but it's like folding in on itself. And if your ears hadn't popped, you'd probably hear the worst sounds imaginable as it kind of gets crushed, as it's literally sucked through this hole, and it starts to get torn away, and you see all this rust particles streaming across and out those doors, and bit by bit this thing just tears apart. Everybody else within the ship who is not wearing mag boots, can you please roll me a dash check?
Would this be with advantage because there'll be storage boxes flying towards the doorway to block it?
Yeah, also you are around a corner, so the suction is kind of like a weird angle.
Can you roll with advantage in this? I don't think you can.
No, but I will let you
Yes,
roll
good.
it twice, and you can take the higher number.
Okay, cool. I'll
Okay.
roll 2
Thank God.
D4s then. 4.
Okay.
4 is good.
Maria's also okay. I'm okay with that. Well,
The doctor is not, to my knowledge, wearing mag boots.
No. He is by the door, though.
Yeah,
If he wants
Um,
to, like, shut it, I guess, or no.
yeah, because he
Okay.
has this thing in his hands, and he is not dropping it.
Fuck.
You'd hear a smack. You'd probably see the shotgun blast come.
The
through
creature
there.
getting sucked through probably gives him enough time to press a button to shut the door.
Okay. And that
which is
works, yeah?
Which is
The door, I
unusual.
mean.
The door shutting would be an unusual thing because Sweet opened all the doors.
Right.
And the fact that the captain is in here, who she currently despises more than anything,
Yeah.
is in this room. So it's unusual that this door has been allowed to shut.
Hmm. I know why.
You do know why. Warwick,
Yep.
you find yourself kind of scraping along the floor, and you can feel yourself being pulled.
Yep. I sort of look towards the sort of door and just sort of try to sort of kick towards where the button would be to close it, whilst calling out, "I'm not actually against you, so I'd rather not die."
Roll me a sway.
Me neither, I just wanted answers. As I hear Lyric from around the corner.
Can you? Oh my god, 8.
Yeah, I'm good at that one.
The doors on the outside, where Kingsley, Maria, and the other robot came through. Not the door that's been shot, but the other
This one. Yeah.
closes. And after a few moments, the air starts to stabilize. You all find yourselves breathless.
Oh.
There you go. And that's the end of the session, guys. Thanks very much for playing. That's the
And
end of the
struggling
campaign.
to breathe. The air that was in here has been sucked dry. And it's taking a while for what little was left to start filtering through. You all have breathing masks.
We do.
You do.
And tank.
And an unsettling quiet fills the air.
Not for long, I'm going to make a noise.
What happened to the other one that was over here? And possibly this debris as well.
You don't know.
I will close the airlock.
The
once
debris itself is thoroughly wedged in there.
Yeah.
It was caused by a previous, obviously, airlock situation in the bridge. And all of this debris was dragged and wedged into this area. So that's not moving anytime soon. You don't know what happened on the other side of that.
Okay.
So, I want to attempt something. You can call me crazy or stupid. I'm going to pull out my plasma welder.
You're
and
crazy.
I want to start cutting a hole through this door right here. Well, it's not
Through
a
the
door,
wall?
but it soon will be, hopefully. If I can cut a hole out big enough for me to fit through, yeah.
Sure, you can start doing that.
Okay.
And Wirek is, whilst he's doing that, is going to go recover his standard issue sidearm and put it back into place.
Sure.
Just be like,
Where give me a think check, please.
A think check, you say?
Yeah. As you stand in this room, you start to feel a bit disoriented. It's really warm in here. And it's less
Oh,
about
no.
the room that you're in, but the wall that you're leaning up against, the wall that's behind you.
Based on what we decided earlier, it's probably a good idea to get off here as soon as possible. Wirek will raise his hands to his own comms and just be like, right, I don't really care what happens between us. Like, let's just get off this ship, sort things out, go our separate ways, do whatever. I don't really care, but I don't want what I have to go down with this ship. Because that reactor is getting hot.
Agreed. That reactor's about to overload.
Yeah, I will patch for as well and just be like, agreed. Sigh. Agreed.
You
Well, then how
see
about we lower our fucking weapons and
Hey.
stop pointing them at each other?
the
Michael, was
doctor is going to open the door,
That was
I was-
kind of my
I was-
point about let's just get out of here, so yeah.
and he steps out into the main chamber.
As I see Kingsley, and after hearing that, I'm pointing the shotgun in a different
I was-
direction. And I'm
My
like,
shotgun straight up at him as he
pointing-
goes around the corner.
I'm pointing in a different direction. I'm like, I wasn't gonna shoot anyone. It's not even cocked. And I cock it, and the shell drops.
I don't give a fuck. You pointed it at our captain. That is mutiny.
He betrayed
It
us.
will be-
That was reverse mutiny.
Going to be charged for it. We're under his command. It doesn't matter what is passed in. Orders change. As a soldier, you fucking learn that.
I'm not a soldier. I'm a navigator.
I don't give a fuck what you are.
And I'm sure
Listen.
The
he'll.
next time you point any sort of barrel at our captain, be prepared to take one.
Oh, that's fine. I'm sure he'll get in enough trouble once we get back to wherever we're going.
It's enough bickering. There's a space shuttle atop the ship, correct? But there's a creature in the way of it, guarding it.
There is.
It's just through the rubble and nearly took my eye out. The only one I have left.
So, what about our
It's
ship?
likely prowling back and forth. If he can kill that in the same fashion, maybe we can get to the shuttle.
Oh yeah, not even a fucking good job for killing the first one. Alright, dickhead. All of you.
Maria,
I mean, you didn't
As
warn
you
us, so we're
step-
not exactly going to thank you for it.
Yeah.
Maria, as you step through into this room, you're followed by the larger robot, and you see the doctor, and the doctor is holding a jar. You all see the brain inside the jar, and he is holding it protectively, and he stops when he sees Maria. And he crouches and he offers his hand out to you.
I will.
I will keep my promise. And he kind of looks to the larger robot. I do. But he addresses the ship. I will finish the work you started, but you need to let everyone leave. And Sweet does not respond. Maria, as this person takes your hand, he places the jar on the ground and he sets your hand on the top of the item. And your finger plates sink into the top as if it was made to the shape of your hands. And they click into place. And something about what is in this jar feels so familiar to you. And you see a face. You see a round face, a young face, a child. You see yourself before you died. You see the you that was alive. And you see your sister, Sweet. And every so often from your bed in the hospital, you see your sister at your side, tinkering, putting something together. And you feel a deep sadness that You know what is coming. And you know why she's doing this. She's building you a new body for when yours fails you. And that's where we're going to end the session.
Ooh.
Oh,
No.
oh my god.
Maria was a real girl.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
I'm a real girl.
Twist,
Aye.
twisty twist.
Well,
I
How
do
is
have
it?
emotions. They're just inside this brain.
I know.
Wait.
The brain
Guys.
was never installed.
Guys,
that upgrade didn't come in till later.
wow.
I'm finally getting my upgrade.
It's not the upgrade we expected, but it's the one that she needs.
Right.
Guys, can we just point out that in a session we went from like complete like utter intensity against each other to I guess we'll have to work together.
I'm not going to lie. I have no idea what the fuck went on. Like, as both Cameron and Kingsley, all I saw was just everything happening, and it was like, but I mean, we're practically mercenaries. We don't give a fuck if the captains come here to do something. We're just on a job, bro. Like,
well,
I fucking hate this robot anyway. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
I was fully prepared to bust through those doors and shotgun your ass.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, but as far as it was put to us, this was supposed to be just a simple like search and rescue mission, not a search and rescue. And oh, by the way, there's rust monsters gonna kill you.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's just a thing that happens. Like, it's space. It's fucking. As I said, plans change, motherfucker.
I
Yeah,
mean,
but the
main,
captain
the
knew about
main,
it. That's
yeah,
the
the main
thing.
problem is that whilst the captain obviously couldn't tell us all the details, he sent
Could
us
have
in
warned us.
woefully unprepared. Like, hey, I
Yeah.
know there were rust monsters and stuff on
Not
this ship.
necessarily. No, because
Oh.
I would have thought that my brother, in his sacrifice, blowing the place up, would have taken them out. I didn't know that they would then later transform into them, and nor did I know what the extent was of the
True.
experiment necessarily.
But you could have at
Like-
least given us some idea.
I
It's
know,
sort
a
of
warning.
like we're saying like, you know, there was an infection on this ship previously. We should go in prepared, but instead
That
we
would
went
only make more questions. Oh, were you aboard the ship? Oh, what happened? What happened to the others? How did
No.
you survive?
No, but
those
you,
are so many more
you
questions.
could have
Oh, it doesn't
simply
wanna do
said we, as part of like I'm gonna end the stream before
Yeah,
Okay.
continue the conversation. So we'll be back. Join us
Sunday.
Sunday for Carnival Cards, and we'll be back with this when we can. Bye for now.
Yes. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I.